Dan. I'm Dan.
And I'm Dudley.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
2 weeks in a row, you've got it right.
2 weeks in a row, I remember the name of our show. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
We're doing all right.
I'm not talking to you, Dudley. I'm talking to the audience.
Well, they're not going to respond.
To the listener.
They're
It's
not
a
gonna, you're not going to hear
question.
them.
It's a
You're not going to
rhetorical
hear them.
question.
Okay, I will
They could
leave.
be in their own
Ask it
little
again.
spaces.
Ask it again, and I'll let them answer.
Hey, everybody. How are you doing? That's great to hear. Let's
You didn't
jump
give
right
them
into it.
time, Daniel. You
No,
gotta give
they
them,
did. They were very enthusiastic.
Nope, there was nothing. You got to give them a minute.
Uh-huh.
At least 30 seconds.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. You didn't have anything on your list.
That's not
hardly.
true. I had a couple of things I forgot.
And then you forgot some
I
other
had-
things I had to remind you.
No, it's fine. You don't have to bring it up.
Uh-huh. Yes, I do.
It's been a weird
I have to
couple
shame
weeks.
you.
It's fine.
Shame
It's not shame
you.
It's not shame. I'm just living my life, Dudley. And
If I'm
sometimes-
playing more games than you are,
Yeah.
there's a problem. What's going on, Daniel? What's up with your life?
I've just been, there are things going on. I just
It
have
just
to...
started pouring rain all of a sudden.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was alarmed for a second because we were right next to the window, and all of a sudden water just started pouring down. I'm like, whoa.
Well, yeah, when it rains, it pours.
Apparently.
We played some stuff.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about my stuff.
Yeah,
Because
tell me what you've been playing.
I've been playing the crap out of The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, I walked in and watched you play, and you were playing as a very,
Okay, well, hang on.
oh,
Hang on. I don't
Oh.
know if that's spoilers.
so I can't talk about,
I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about it. Let me put it in context.
okay.
So briefly, early in the game, you play a different character,
Okay.
and this is
Didn't this whole game you play a different character?
No. Well, if you, compared to the last one,
That's what I'm talking about.
This one, you
compared to the Last of Us.
it's parts of the last game you play as the character you play in this game too, Ellie.
Okay.
So you play her briefly in the first game, in the late game
Okay.
part. So you play her for a little bit,
Okay.
and then, but mostly you play as Joel.
Okay.
Well, this one
You play as multiple
the protagonist is, and there is another character, and this character, and I don't want to give away anything, but this character is jacked.
That's the word I used.
Like,
yeah, they were.
arm.
I walked in, I was like, "You look pretty buff.
Yeah.
You look like a buff
Yeah.
person."
And it's
and you're like,
impressive.
yeah, I was like, they got some guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some guns.
So,
I don't want to give any details about the game because it's
Yeah.
really good, and I don't want to spoil it for anyone who
Okay.
hasn't played it yet and who
Okay.
are going to.
I'm not going to.
We might.
Let's be
once
honest.
I finish it, I'll probably do a more in-depth and maybe talk spoilers. But I'm gonna wait.
yeah.
That'll probably be another week or so before I
Okay.
finish it. And so, it's very good.
Okay. Good.
I highly recommend it. Everyone should be playing it, especially if you played the first one.
I'm not going to.
You should play the first one and
I'm just
this
not
one.
going to get around to it.
You
Let's
should.
be honest.
The first
Let's
game
be
you can
honest
play,
with
I think, in
ourselves and
like
each
15
other.
hours.
Let's be honest with
And
ourselves
if
and
you
each
take
other.
your time,
I'm not going to go back and play the first one.
You can. Why have it?
Nah, I'm not going to do it.
You can just play it.
Probably not going to do it.
The amount of time you have to play games, and you have way more time than I do. You could knock it out pretty quick, and then you could play the second one. It's really good.
I believe you.
The story
this
is
has nothing
fantastic.
to do with whether or not it is a good game. I just don't foresee that I will play it. Does that bother you?
Yes, because these games
why does
have
it bother
a
you?
very deep, in-depth story.
But it's just like fighting zombies, right?
Not exactly. In a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit of that, yes.
Okay.
But it's not like a typical zombie game.
Okay.
It's a stealth game mostly.
Okay.
But yeah, it's really good.
Okay.
You
know what
should-
other stealth game I didn't play?
What?
Metal Gear Solid 5.
You should have.
Yeah, I got to the first boss. That's about as far as I got.
You should have played it.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't. Just didn't. I got to a point and I was like, yeah, okay. And then
That's
I
a
didn't.
really good game.
That's what I hear.
The story
It
on
would
that
nice-
one also
It would
very
be nice
good.
to know what happened.
The ending of that one
That's what I hear.
is quite good.
I haven't played it.
I should just spoil it on you right
don't
now.
do that.
Because you're not going to play it.
No,
so I might
I
as well
might.
just
I
tell
might
you
play-
how
I'm
Metal
more-
Gear Solid...
No, shut up.
Which has been out
Shut
for
up.
how many years
Shut
now?
up. I'm more likely to go back and play Metal Gear 5 than I am Last of Us
Gear
1 and 2.
Solid Phantom Pain. When did it come out? Let's see. Phantom Pain came out in 2015. It's been out for 5 years, Daniel.
Yeah, that's fine.
You've had plenty of time to play it.
There's
ending of
nothing
Metal
wrong
Gear
with
Solid
that.
5.
I don't have to play everything, Dudley.
Well, I'm telling you,
But I'm telling you now that I'm more
that's
likely to
another
go
game.
back
If
and play
you
that game.
if you really pushed yourself, you could go through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think. But
I'm not going to do that.
yeah, you just.
I mean,
you're
we
like
were-
a story person.
I don't
You're
understand.
like
I
you're
am.
like really like into.
I
things
am.
with good stories.
I know.
And both of
There's
these
this has
series have
nothing to do with
great
quality of the
stories.
games.
And you're over there doing what? Watching Bob's Burgers?
No, I'm done with Bob's Burger.
Uh-huh.
I'm caught up.
That's what you've been doing for weeks now.
Yeah, I was doing that for a while. Bob's Burgers is amazing. What's your problem?
I don't blame you on that. Bob's Burgers is good,
Then why
but
do you- why are you
know
bringing
you
it
could
up?
you could split your time from
my
Bob's Burgers
time is
and,
full of things right now.
and this game,
Uh-huh.
the first one,
Uh-huh.
which is fantastic.
Uh-huh. I haven't even been playing Mountain Blade. That's the game I really want to be playing right now.
You're just rude. Your life is just
It's
falling
something.
apart.
It is maybe.
But anyway, the game is really good.
Okay.
I'm at a point in the game.
Which game are we talking about now?
The Last of Us Part 2.
Oh, okay.
There's a flip
Okay.
in the game.
Okay.
Like
a switch?
Yeah. There's a change
Okay.
midway through the game,
Okay.
and I'm beyond that point.
Okay.
And it's really good. And it's just a good game. The level design is fantastic. And
Yeah.
I've covered all this before.
Yeah.
And even the dogs in the game have names. Remember I talked about all the NPCs
Yeah.
have a name.
Everyone got names.
If you kill one of them, they're like, they killed, Jerry. I don't know. And then
Like Jerry Seinfeld?
yeah, or Jerry from Rick and Morty.
Okay.
They killed him, and then you're like, oh shit, that NPC had a name, and now the dogs are the same way.
Yeah.
The dogs have names.
Are they all named Jerry too?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't.
Are they all like named John? That's like
Uh,
a really common name. You could get away with naming a few people John.
No, I don't know. They're all like traditional, names. I don't
John
remember any of them.
Smith.
I try not to think about the ones that I've murdered.
Is this something we need to talk about?
the
How many people have you murdered so far?
in video games
In
or
this
in real
game?
life?
Just this game.
Oh, I
This
have
one.
no idea. A lot.
Yeah. So
A
you're
lot.
a mass murderer. Is that what you're
Yes.
saying?
It's kind
Okay.
of part of the theme of the game.
Okay.
You
The
know,
Last
the-
of Us are murderers.
Yes.
Okay. The Last of Us murderers.
You could argue self-defense. You could argue self-defense,
Okay.
so maybe not murder.
I mean, there's no court of justice or anything
No,
anymore. So
no. It's
you know,
a
society
apocalyptic-
has
it's a-
crumbled.
Yes, there are gangs,
Yeah.
as it were. They all have names. Like from the first
Apparently,
game.
everything in this game had names.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
trees, each tree has a name. There's
Apparently,
Bob,
I would
Bob,
be surprised.
Bob
You
the
chop
tree.
down a tree, and a guy would
They're
come
like,
up.
oh no, they got Bob.
They got Gary. I'm like, it's like, it's
Ah,
my favorite tree.
Gary
Oh.
was my favorite tree.
Yeah. But yeah. It's a very good game. You definitely need to play the series because and stop being whatever it is you're being right now, which is dumb. You would like it.
I'm
think.
sure I would.
Mhm.
But I've tried twice to play the first one and never got past like the first hour.
It has slow moments where you're
Okay.
like, you can kind of take your time, and
Mhm.
and I think it needs it because there's some brutal stuff, and
Like
then
murder. Constant murder.
lots of murder.
You know who
lots of
also is a
tension,
murderer?
Lots of tension, and then every once in a while you have some slow moments while you're in a museum or
Yeah,
something.
just like Super Mario Brothers. You have some slow moments. You're running around murdering people,
No,
and
I don't think it's like Mario. I don't think
a
that's
deep
accurate.
and enriching story
I don't think that's
about
accurate at all.
saving the ones you loved
And that is the
by
theme.
murdering people.
That is not like
It has
The
a
Last of Us.
gang, like the Koopa Troopa.
The Poopa?
Koopa.
You said
Koopa.
Poopa.
No, I
You
didn't.
said Poopa.
I did not say.
Is that similar to the Koopa?
No, the Koopa Troopers.
The Poopa Troopa is the people that handle all the latrines.
That's the
and,
sanitation team for the Koopas.
in the Koopa world. They handle all the in Bowser's Castle. They're ahead of plumbing
There's
because they're not going to call out because they
very
hate that guy.
complex sanitation and aqueduct system.
They're not going to get the outside person to come in because that's Mario. And they hate that guy. And then
Yeah,
the
he's
other
the only other
plumber
one in the
is his brother. Mario, and Luigi Mario.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine they have a monopoly in the plumbing world?
Yeah, they do. In the
Have you
Mushroom
ever seen
Kingdom.
that?
Yeah, in the Mushroom Kingdom, they're the only two plumbers.
I don't know what Wario and Waluigi do for
I
a
don't
living.
think they do plumbing.
I know Wario has a lot of money, but it seems like he steals most
Yeah,
of it.
Wario's a thief.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
greedy.
look at the game. He just runs around stealing money from castles and
Yeah.
buildings. Most look like workshops and sunken ships and stuff.
Yeah.
Big teapots and weird places like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
What were we talking about?
You were comparing The Last of Us 2 to Mario.
Yeah, same thing.
Mario Brothers, not accurate. I'm going to go on the record now and say they are not the same.
I mean, that's just to agree to disagree.
You haven't even played the game, so you don't know.
I played a little bit of the first one.
That's not enough.
Enough, I think it's enough.
No. Okay.
What else? You been playing anything else?
Yes, I mentioned last week I bought the Star Wars Racer.
Yeah, I need
And,
to. I need to.
I
borrow
spent a
your
couple
Switch and
days
play
playing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you done with it already?
No, I got more than halfway through the races.
Okay.
I think, unless something else unlocked. I've gone through two of the 4 race series, and then there's a group at the end that's like each one unlocks after you complete each series. I've done 2 of those, and so I was playing it. It gets pretty tough.
Yeah, you seem
toward
to be
the-
struggling when I watch you play for a moment.
It's like
You seem to unable to stay on the track.
Is
that a problem you
one,
face a
one
lot?
of the tracks is really difficult,
Yeah.
and you immediately it has a double layer,
Okay.
and
It's
so
a double-decker.
Yeah, it's literally a double decker, and if you go off onto the lower level, you immediately drop like 6 positions back.
Oh, wow.
And I had hell trying to stay on the track, and that's where I stopped. I haven't picked
Yeah, I
it up.
watched you struggle on that.
Yeah, and the upgraded graphics don't look great, but they're better than the original one.
What little I saw of it, I was like, wow, yeah, that looks better.
It looks better.
It was pretty hard to play the original.
The original one is so blurry, really, and pixely, but this one, you can see everything very clearly.
Yeah,
that they're
that's
polygon.
what I noticed watching it. I was like, man, how did we see? And I guess we just didn't know any better.
Yeah, I think that going back to like the 64 games, I noticed those bother me more than playing like the like NES or Super NES.
Yeah,
because the way the pixels are on it, and you play it on the original system, it's just really hard to look at for a long time.
You jump to the quality jumped back because they went to 3-dimensional spaces. And so they had
and
to
then
scale
the
things
standard
back to
def
give enough room on the cartridges and it being standard def. It makes it a bit of a struggle.
Yeah. But it was fun. I don't know if it was worth $15.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about. It's why I haven't tried
I
it
played
yet.
it for a little bit.
Yeah.
As
much as I'd like to play it, I just don't know if it's worth $15.
I think there's a point in the game where it's like kind of hinders you because I kept having to buy new parts and I couldn't afford the parts I really want to buy.
Yeah.
And then every time I do another race, I'm like, the next race I'll be able to afford it. They raised the price on the item I was trying to buy.
What?
I was like, I think this game's screwing me. I keep trying to buy.
Well, you do know who you're buying from, right?
Yeah, that's true. I keep trying to buy the acceleration or the top speed
Yeah.
module, whatever, so I can have really fast
Yeah.
speed, and it keeps going up in price.
Yeah.
I can't afford it.
Yes.
So I don't know.
Have you tried the Jedi mind trick?
No, because I'm not. I'm like Anakin pre-Force. I think.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess.
Also, I don't think it would work.
I don't think so.
I think only money works. That's what I hear.
Yeah, only money works. And a really offensive accent.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. There's a lot of really offensive accents in the prequels.
prequel world, yeah.
The Star Wars prequel
Yeah.
games.
Um,
Yeah, it's pretty bad. We played Fire Tower.
yes, and I don't care for this game.
Because you lose.
No, I didn't even. I came second this time.
So what's your problem?
The problem is, it has the faults of a player elimination game, and and you can gang up on people and put them
It's a
out
quick
pretty
game,
quick.
though. It doesn't take that long to play.
I don't know.
I don't know. Everyone else seems to enjoy it. Because
I don't particularly enjoy it.
Okay.
Because one of my problem with it is because we did this to you this last game, and it happened to me the game before. If two people of the 4 gang up on one person, they can do a lot of if they have the right cards, do a lot of damage to them and kill them within one round.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do to counteract it, and that kind of makes me go, eh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it needs some kind of form of strategy, like, oh, you get one chance if you do it right, or you have the right cards, and you can keep going, but or survive one more round, kind of thing. There's just no mechanic like that. It's just maybe the fault of the game is just fairly simple.
Yeah.
And maybe because it's so simple, there's not a lot of complex strategy to it.
Yeah.
And that's maybe why I don't care for it.
Yeah. I still enjoy it. I think it's very aesthetically pleasing to look at it.
Pretty game.
Yeah.
But my problem in the last game was I would have probably done. I might have won, but I just kept getting. I had the end of the game. I had only direction cards.
Yeah.
That was my entire hand. I was just like, this doesn't help me.
Yeah.
And so I was just stuck because I was getting a bad draw. So I don't know. Yeah, it's just okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Yeah.
I like it. I still enjoy it.
It's pretty.
I think it makes up for it because especially this last time we played, since we all kind of had it down, knew it fairly well, it went pretty quick.
Well, we also found out we were playing it wrong.
Yeah.
And we still haven't played it right because we weren't getting all the cards that we were supposed to get. Our hand size was supposed to go up every time someone got eliminated.
It's supposed to speed up.
We weren't doing that,
and we didn't. I didn't
and
realize that.
might make it better because it speeds up the game.
Yeah, because you start with a 5-card hand limit, and then every time a player is eliminated, you go up one, and everyone else gets to pick off your bones.
Yeah.
For your cards.
Yeah,
and that's what increases your hand limit. Yeah, so, there are things that we were doing that we forgot to do that kept us from speeding up the game a little bit.
Yeah, and then
it was still
I might give it one more shot where we actually play it correctly, and maybe it'll be
I think we
fun.
need to introduce the other card elements into it
Yeah.
and see how that goes. There are some extra cards that
Well,
for
you
once
got
kinda
one more
get the-
chance.
Yeah.
And before I say nah.
Okay.
We also played the voting game.
Yeah, it's kind of a,
Cards Against Humanity. Social. It's
a
Cards
socializing
Against. It's a
game.
different type, but it's
like-
along that line.
Yeah,
social
it's
interaction.
kind of it's a party game.
Yeah.
It's kind of along the lines of Truth or Drink, in that you're trying. The game is basically you draw a card and it gives you
Has a question.
And everyone has to vote on who is playing that they think that would be the person
The closest that fits the question best.
Yeah. So it's stuff like who would be the best roommate, or who would,
all the
who's more
just
likely
random
to do something.
questions.
Yeah, it's really random stuff, and some of them are a little edgy, but not too much.
It's not a very edgy game
really.
overall.
There is a not safe for work version.
Oh,
there's an
okay.
expansion, and then there's a full not safe for work.
Oh,
version of the
okay.
game.
That
So-
might be more interesting because
well,
I thought it
yeah.
was gonna be a little more risque than it.
Yeah,
when
I thought
it
so
was.
too, and it wasn't. It's still fun. It's kind of fun to see how who we get. It was a little weird because we're brothers,
Uh-huh.
and then it was your fiance and you, and then me and a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And so we're brothers, so sometimes the responses would be a little weird.
Yeah,
And
because
some of the
it's split between us a lot.
Yeah.
Like it would be 2 on you, 2 on me.
Yeah.
And
I thought I would get more votes. Just
you
because
didn't do well.
I didn't get. I got one. I got one card where at least 2 people voted for me.
I think I had 5 by the end of it.
Yeah, every
5,
time
6.
I would get 2 votes, you would get 2 of them or something. But you didn't split down. That's where no one got the card. So I thought I would get more. I thought people would think I would. I don't know. I don't
You're
know
just
why
not that interesting.
I thought I was more interesting enough that people would vote for me, but apparently
It's
not.
an interesting game. I could see it being interesting, especially I think with more people, it'd be
with a big
more
group
fun.
and a pretty diverse group of people who all know each other fairly well. I think it would be a lot of fun to play.
Yeah,
with.
like if we had it at our LAN or something, I think it'd be.
I think it would
fun.
definitely be a lot of fun. I thought about trying to play it, just using it to play online somehow.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't be difficult.
it wouldn't be hard. Someone
need
had to
some
read
kind
the
of
card
mechanism
and then some kind of
to
mechanism
have a vote.
Everyone vote. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a fun little game. I definitely would like to play the not safe for work one. I think that would be a lot of fun with the right people.
I think so too.
Yeah, to find out what people really think about you.
And it's an interesting game because it's not about what you actually do; it's about what everyone thinks you do.
Yeah, exactly. I also Eden also had a game called Seven Wonders Duel. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. Yeah,
Yeah, we played Seven Wonders forever
Seven Wonders.
ago.
Yeah,
I was trying to
I've heard
remember
of
who
Duels.
owned it. I guess maybe Josh owned it.
Josh.
I couldn't
One
think
of them own it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the guys with our game night. I think
Yeah.
it was Josh.
I think it was Josh because we used to play it, quite a bit. But
Yeah.
we used to play at the beach and stuff. But this is a 2-player version of the game.
Yeah, I've heard of it and I've seen
heard
it.
of it too.
I've seen it because they had tournaments for it at
Okay.
PAX,
Yeah.
and I've seen it around some board game
It's
pages
really
of mine,
good.
but
I
I've
mean,
never played it.
It's really good. We played it twice this morning. She stomped me the first round. I did not do well.
Is it the same mechanic where you're passing?
There's no passing.
Oh, okay.
There's a tableau of cards on the table.
You just wanted to say tableau.
Yeah, it's a good word. It's exactly what it is. You instead of passing cards, you have.
So is there a row of cards?
Yes, multiple
on
rows.
the table.
Multiple rows.
I would like to call it a flight. A flight of cards.
No, but there's multiple.
Like beers.
Let
A
me
beer
explain.
flight.
Would you stop talking and let me explain?
No, this is what you do to me all the time. I'm trying to talk about The Last of Us Part 2, and then you're just like, what? Huh? Duels? Not fun when you're on the other side of it, is it?
So instead of starting, in the regular
Seven Wonders,
each player is trying to build one wonder. They have that one as their wonder that they're trying to build, and they're basically trying to get as many victory points as possible.
It's a typical game.
Yeah. This one works the same way, except each player has 4 wonders. That they can build. You can only build 7 though. So once someone built the 7th one, the 8th one that's still left gets discarded. They can't. Whoever owns it doesn't get a chance to build the last wonder. And each wonder gives you points or resources, or some of them will give you another turn.
Yeah.
But yeah, so all the building cards get laid out in front between you, and so you have each age has a different layout of how the cards are laid out. So you have a top row, and then it divides out into 5 or 6 rows deep, and you have to unlock the bottom cards, pick them up before you can get to the next row. So
is this in the tableau?
Yes, it's in the tableau.
You lost me. That's why I was confused.
Yeah,
for a
so
second.
you have rows. So the top row is
and columns.
And every other row you cannot see. Well, it's not really columns because it alternates. They overlap. You have the first round of age 1. It starts with 2 cards at the top, and then it goes to 3, 4, 5, like a little pyramid. And every other row is face up or face down. So you
Okay.
can't see what all the cards are. You only see every other one. And then the bottom row has like 6 cards you can choose from. And so we take turns either taking a card and building it if we have the resources to do it, discarding a card for money, or you can take that card if you have the resources to build a wonder. You slide that card under the wonder to signify that you built it.
Okay.
So we take turns doing that, and as you clear off the cards that touch the cards in the next row, those cards get flipped over and revealed.
Yes.
And it's really cool. But each age, the layout is different. So the first one's kind of a pyramid. The second one's kind of like almost an inverse pyramid. And then the third age is kind of a weird block with like a split in the middle. So it's like various kind of square. And yeah, we just take turns picking up cards. And then there's also 3 ways to win. So in the original one is you just generate victory points.
Yeah, victory points.
Whether from doing science, whether from building certain
Yeah, there's
buildings.
like 3 or 4 avenues
or,
you can do it.
doing military stuff. Well, this one you can win military victory. There's a slider. So every time you get a military card, the little icon for the military thing, which normally is just military strength in the normal game where you beat up your neighbors.
Yeah.
Well, in this one, every time you play one down, it shifts the pawn over toward your enemy. Like you're moving further, closer and closer.
You're
to
taking
their,
ground.
Yeah, taking ground on their city. And as you get further up the track, you get more victory points for your military at the end of the game. But every time they play them, it pushes it back.
Okay.
And if you get to past a certain threshold, they lose money. Every time you get over a certain point, they lose 2 coins, and then the next point is 5 coins.
You're pillaging.
Yeah, and it only does it once. So once you go past that threshold once, they lose money, but it doesn't keep going away. But if you go all the way to their side, you just win. The game ends right there, and you win. Which on the second game, if I had bought some certain things, I could have almost done it.
So did you win?
I did win, but by just the regular victory points. By only 7 points. It was really close. But then there's also, and this is difficult, is the science victory. There are tokens that give you special abilities. You know how in the regular version of Seven Wonder, you have the little science symbols.
Yeah.
And by
if you have the
combining
combinations of them, you
could either get all of the same ones, and every time you get another one, it exponentially gets more points, or you get sets of 3, I think, that give you certain points.
Yeah.
Like a set of all of them or something like that. Well, this one, there's 6 different symbols. So I think there's more than the regular game. And you get them in pairs. Every time you get a pair of the one symbol, you draw a progress token, which gives you an extra little ability. Like, it costs 2 less resources to build your wonders. Or you get money for building. You know how you can have cards that let you build other cards for free? You get money every time you do that and stuff like that. And, well, if you get all 6 symbols, the pairs of all 6 symbols, you just win the game on a science victory, which is very difficult. I never seemed like that was possible unless all you did was buy nothing but science cards.
Yeah.
You could do it. In which case, your opponent would notice and start trying to block you. Same with the military victory. It's very difficult to do those.
It's all in kind of thing.
And then, just like in regular Seven Wonders, you tally up all your points from all the different sets of cards and the guild cards that also comp in. And it's really fun, and it's fairly quick. We went through 2 games this morning, and just like one right after the other after we kind of got the rhythm of it. And I really like it. I think it's a really fantastic version of the game.
Yeah.
Seven
Wonders.
So if you want, just a 2-player version of Seven Wonders, it's fantastic. It still holds on to the theme. It still does all of basically the same ideas.
There's a couple of different versions of Seven Wonders now. I think.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
I haven't played
there's
the
also
regular one
There's also the reverse of Seven Wonders. The
Seven Blunders?
Seven Blunders, which is the opposite. You're trying to get the lowest amount of points.
Yeah,
it's the exact same game, except you're just trying to do as bad as possible.
Really?
Yeah, and I've never done it.
I've never done it either.
They've done tournaments at PAX or that as well, and I was like, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
But it's like you're trying to do as bad as possible.
Because there was like I think a 30-40 point difference between me and Eden on the first game, and she had never played before. She's never played Seven Wonders, never played this version of it, and she just stomped me. I
Yeah.
was just like, wow, you ran off with it. I just could not get the. I just kept making weird choices and not buying the right cards. Second game, it was really close. I think it was like a 7-point spread.
Yeah.
So it was good. I like it. I'd like to play it some more.
Did you play anything else?
No, that's pretty much it.
That's it.
That's really all I played.
And you played one game. Outside the
played-
games you played with me.
Maybe.
So you...
Yes.
Okay. Well, I have some things you can play if you need something to play.
No,
I'm
I
just
have
saying.
plenty of things
I
to
have
play.
The Last of Us Part 1 with the DLC.
No, I don't want to play that.
It's the, the
oh, wait,
remastered
there's a DLC
edition.
too?
Yeah. I actually haven't played the DLC of the
Oh.
first one. It's a side story that
Okay.
that takes place in the middle of the main
Okay.
game, I think. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't played it yet.
I don't
I bought the remaster for the
Mhm.
PlayStation 4, and I haven't actually played through it yet.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, should we move to news?
I guess.
There's
let's
one
talk
big
about
news I'm going to lead off with. Usually I try to, build up to
bury
it, bury it, and make you mad. But
Uh-huh.
I want to spend a lot of time talking about this, so
Yeah.
I'm going to lead with it. Bethesda has announced a Fallout TV series
with Amazon, right?
with Amazon, yes.
And,
And,
Jonathan Nolan.
Yeah, it's created by Lisa Joy and Jonathan Nolan,
Yeah.
who are the two behind the Westworld
Yeah.
series
I think
on
they are
HBO.
good people
I
to
think
head
it's
this
gonna
up.
be good.
I'm actually really excited. I
I'm
mean,
very excited. The
it's,
the creators is a solid choice.
Yeah.
One of them Nolan boys. Anything they do.
they're both older than you. One of them Nolan boys are gonna
There.
do it right.
You got it.
I'm pretty optimistic that despite it being an adaptation of a game, even though we're starting to see like good adaptations of game stuff like
Name one.
Witcher.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So-
But that's based off the book, not the game.
Still
So
a game. Yeah.
But the source material
Yeah.
typically it doesn't go well when you have a movie based off a game specifically.
Yeah.
Now
Well, I was talking you and I.
I think the Sonic movie is apparently good,
Yeah, that's what
but
I
I
heard.
didn't
haven't
see
seen
it.
it.
So I guess
What,
that's
you don't think Super Mario Brothers is any good?
I like Super Mario Brothers, but it's a terrible movie.
Oh, it's pretty
It's an
bad.
awful
It has
movie.
certain things about it I enjoy, but it's a complete trash fire.
It's just a terrible movie, but I do
I'm
like
sorry.
it.
I'm sorry. A sewage fire.
More like a yeah, that's actually yeah. I don't know what I thought I had a better analogy, but I don't got it.
No.
It's got some gems in it.
It's got something in it.
Anyway, the Fallout TV series.
I honestly believe that you, me, Ham, and Brob could all be in the writer room and just pitch tons of great ideas.
There's so much good stuff
There's
they could
stuff to
do,
play with.
and I'm curious. Being Bethesda, I wouldn't be surprised it'll be its own story. I don't
Yeah.
see them adapting
The story they've already done.
existing, or if they do, it'll be like reference more than the main story. But we were discussing it. And
I pitched the idea.
your idea was pretty good.
They should do it as an anthology series.
Yeah, and just do
And then they can just kind of pick which story they want to do each season.
'cause
And
there's-
do their own thing or focus on one. They could spend a whole season just in a vault.
Mm-hmm.
They could do do a season about the coming out of Vault 13, going looking for a water chip.
They could
And
do it that way, where
you could-
each season is its own story.
I mostly want that because I want to see the master.
The Master would be
I wanna-
gross.
yeah, they could do flashbacks with what's his name, Richard Gray, I think. Is it?
Yeah,
I think
Richard Gray.
I think was his name. Him and Harold before he becomes Harold with the
yeah.
tree. Like, there's tons of stuff and characters that they could bring in, or they could do stuff with Fallout 2 and have Frank Horgan in there, which would be terrifying. And it's just and you keep going. It's more and more. All this
There's a
material they
lot
have.
of stuff especially politically in the second
Yeah.
one that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah,
with
I
the
think-
president often
floating oil rig.
Oil rig could be an interesting.
The Enclave.
The
and-
Enclave. There's
yeah.
a lot of good stuff.
There's
and
a ton of stuff to play in, and
and-
so I just want to see what they do with
I
it.
am curious too.
Yeah.
Knowing them, it's probably gonna be original story. I don't see them doing touching on maybe referencing, maybe having a character hop in or whatever. But I don't see them doing it a direct adaptation. Now, it could be cool to do like a Twilight Zone thing where every episode is its own story.
Yeah.
and then just like somewhere in the wasteland, and it's like and it just pops in. We get one little story, and that would be pretty cool.
That would be interesting.
And then they could, touch
I don't
on
know.
all
I think
because
I think there's enough complexity in there that they could use, especially when you start like you can get into like some Game of Thrones level character development and go into like with all the different factions between depending on where it is and what part of the you get into like the Brotherhood of Steel or whatever the mutants.
I mean, and that's where I'm really curious is where are they going to put the focus? Is it going to be what perspective will they dwell on? Because there's so many layers to the original game. Because the original game, your whole goal was to save your vault.
Yeah.
And then you discover,
all the stuff that's outside the vault.
All the stuff outside. But then some stuff that's not even directly, if you may not even find it playing a regular game, is the history of the vault.
Yeah.
And, the experiments and, all that stuff, which is explored more at the later games.
Yeah, mostly in the background text stuff.
Yeah, and it's like stuff that's there, but you don't. I'm really
It's not
curious.
really the focus.
They could. I mean, if you do the anthology thing where every season's its own story, they could start out and like, someone in the vault, and then maybe 2 or 3 seasons in, you could jump back to the the 50s, and they could actually do a story where they're building these experiments. Would be fascinating.
I think there's plenty to play with.
There's
they
lots,
could really take it in a number of interesting directions, which is why I'm kind of fairly optimistic that it could be a really good show. Especially
I hope so. Yeah,
the producers who are on it
Yeah.
have solid track records,
they do.
and
And
especially like when you think of just their most recent stuff with Westworld,
Mhm.
which is very much about exploring this futuristic world,
yeah.
where and diving into some philosophical concepts of when are you living, when are you a human or whatever, and whether we have free will or not. I think they can go into some depths while also exploring this huge world around us and just piecing it out and showing us a little bit at a time, and just start off with us in the wasteland and just trying to survive and get by, but then later we learn about the Master, later we learn about the Brothers Steel, later we learn what's up with all these weird vaults and
I don't
death claws and like all kinds of things they could get into that would just be fun and to explore and see in a series.
I think an adaptation of the first game would be a solid introduction.
I think so. That's why I kind of like you come back, you kind of and I don't know how much Bethesda owns the rights for it, and they
own
release
it.
it.
Yeah.
So,
obviously,
but I don't know how much they didn't really create it, so I don't know how much they want to dive into basically other.
I mean, they
stuff.
obviously, particularly in Fallout 3, they definitely referenced the first game or the first 2 games with Harold and so with his arc pretty well completed in that one. But there's I don't know. We'll see.
I don't know. I'm just really excited to see what.
But
they
I
do.
could see them doing a whole new story and a
Yeah.
whole new location in the game, and
because they could take it either way. I mean, do they want to be like kind of for the something that's new? Most people are going to be new to them anyway. But anyone who's fans of the show of the games will pick up on these little references to old stuff that just to give them something, or do they just want everyone to be on the same level? I don't know. But I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yeah, me too. Hopefully it doesn't live in development hell like so many games.
Yeah.
Uncharted has been in development for years.
Yeah.
Tom Holland's going to now play the old character as they continue at the rate they're going. Because originally Mark Wahlberg was supposed to play Nathan Drake, and now he's playing the older mentor character. I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
And now Tom Holland is playing Nathan Drake. If they keep going, it's just going to shift up.
Uh-huh.
The next Spider-Man will be Nathan Drake.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, that's exciting.
It's exciting. I'm sure. Did they? I don't think they had a time frame on it or
No,
anything yet. Just,
nothing.
They just
All
were
they-
announcing that they were doing
Literally,
it.
the thing is just the classic
classic,
TV
you know,
zoom out thing.
Yeah,
all you
test
see.
pattern stuff
Mhm.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No material. They just announce it. That's
Yeah.
it.
Old school tube TV
And-
stuff. Yeah.
You know, I'm sure there's a lot of those. It's like we're developing it, and we're like, well, we're sitting at home doing nothing for
Yeah.
3 months. I have a good idea for a Fallout
Mhm.
series. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
They'll write it all right now and produce it in a year or two.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's the thing. Who knows when it'll be
It's
out?
gonna be a pretty well, depending on where they go with the story. It could be a pretty big production.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a big
It's gonna
world.
yeah. I mean, they're gonna have to go dive into some like Mandalorian style special effects tech to
that'd
really,
be cool.
really get into it. Yeah.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah. I mean, we have tons of technology. It's a lot easier to make stuff like this than it used
they
to.
used to be. Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm a huge Fallout fan.
Yeah.
So,
Same here.
and I hope it'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the Red Sid stuff now. Have you seen there are mods for Half-Life Alyx?
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't.
I
haven't
saw
looked
a
more.
deal that was showcasing some of them
Mhm.
on Kotaku, and they're typical VR stuff. But the two that caught my eye in the demo was one of them was a bowling mod. So it's like a bowling alley setup, and there's you can bowl.
Yeah, that's
And-
what I would expect. Yeah.
The video is the guy playing. He bowled, and then he pulled out his gun and just shoots the
Shoots
fill
the
and
pins.
G-Man is behind the bar, just standing there. There's a billiard table,
Oh,
so
yeah?
you can play pool.
Yeah.
And then there's also a piano that actually playable
really? You got that,
piano,
like, in main-
has all the
Oh,
keys
that's
and
cool.
the notes. So it's like a whole little setup there.
Yeah.
For a mod for Half-Life
Yeah.
Alyx, which is pretty interesting.
That
And
is
so
cool.
you really
Yeah, check
may
that
have
out.
to Get some of those.
Yeah.
They have another one. I only saw pieces of it, and it was like they rebuilt the GoldenEye facility from
Oh, yeah?
James Bond.
Yeah.
GoldenEye.
Okay.
And I think it's kind of a little story thing you play through, and
Okay.
there's Combine running around. You can kill them. I mean, it's a weird mix.
Yeah.
So, but they're
like a
I
weird
didn't even think
crossover.
about there being mods for Half-Life Alyx,
Yeah.
but
I mean, they
Makes
got
sense.
This, little setup. I
Mhm.
mean, they've always kind of had
well, yeah.
the stuff set up to play around with.
And the physics engine is
Yeah.
always very popular
Yeah.
with modders, so
Yeah.
that's not surprising. I just didn't think about it.
Yeah.
So you may need to
Maybe.
download
Yeah.
them, check them out,
Okay.
see what's what.
Mhm.
There was one. It was like some like super hard survival thing with the blind. I don't know how much I want to talk about. Spoil ending. Anyway,
Mhm.
there's some crazy intense. You have to solve puzzles while there's zombies nearby, kind of
Oh,
thing.
okay.
So I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know what's going on in this
Uh-huh.
room, just like completely covered in
Are we talking about like Jeff?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember if we covered Jeff. When
Yeah,
we were
we
talking
talked about
I think
Jeff.
we did.
Yeah, I
Uh,
talked about Jeff before you were
yeah.
playing it, and I was like, Jeff.
Yeah.
Everyone who knows who Jeff is,
Mhm.
they know what's going on.
Yeah, that it was a thing where the guy was like solving a puzzle and Jeff is in the room. I was
Yeah.
like, oh.
Yeah.
So yeah. New update with Animal Crossing New Horizon.
Yeah, I haven't played it
I haven't either.
in
I haven't played in a
weeks.
couple of
I
weeks.
keep thinking about it, but I just,
I haven't
outside.
played it probably a month now.
yeah.
I probably have weeds all over my place.
Yeah, I still have turnips in my
Oh,
house.
God.
Yeah. Who knows what condition my
Yeah,
house
you got
is in.
bugs.
I got
You
bugs.
definitely have bugs.
I have lots of bugs. There's probably just an odor.
For sure. But they added the swimming and diving,
Yeah.
which is in one of the previous
It's
games.
in
but
the
I can't-
last one, I think.
Yeah, and so you can now dive and swim and do
Okay.
all that stuff. Now someone did something,
Uh-oh.
and they made a an accessory
Okay.
functional with Animal Crossing.
Okay.
Uh,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
oh, so you've been reading up on this material as well.
Yes.
So-
I stumbled upon it.
A guy modded a device that can be inserted
Yes.
into your body
Uh-huh.
for pleasure.
Yeah.
And anytime you dig a hole in the game, it vibrates. If you dig a hole, if you fill a hole, it vibrates.
Oh, poor thing.
So it's a
Yeah.
it's a wireless sex toy
Uh-huh.
that
Yeah.
you insert
Yeah.
inside yourself.
Yeah.
And then it normally controlled by remote control or sounds or whatever.
Excuse me.
And this one they connected it to Animal Crossing. So when you dig or you cover a hole, it will vibrate.
It
It has the-
stimulates.
I think they refer to it as haptic feedback. Uh-huh. So if you need more,
I'm glad people are enjoying Animal Crossing on many different levels.
many, internally, externally.
Yes.
But apparently, if you're enjoying the sensation, you're ready to complete the process. You can, if you step on a pitfall and get stuck in there, it'll keep vibrating until you get out. So, this is the world we live in.
That's great.
I'm
I'm cool with this.
okay with it too.
I mean,
Uh,
yeah. Sometimes you,
You know, if you're interested in that, you can go find it.
Uh-huh.
I can't remember what it's called, but they have it's a free software you can get or whatever, and then you can
to get things working together.
get things connected.
Yeah.
The video doesn't show someone actually. It just has it laying on the desk.
Yeah.
And then Animal Crossing is sitting
Yeah.
there, and it's like a 9-second video, and the guy like digs a hole in it.
It like bounces.
It bounces like 3 inches over. I'm like, oh damn. So if you're needing some titillation,
You want something new.
You wanna
You want to just spice things up.
explore the
Add a little
world of
yeah.
hole digging.
Yeah.
In
You
Animal
want to dig
Crossing.
and fill some holes.
Yes. Animal Crossing got you covered.
Got you covered. Well, not Animal Crossing, but somebody with.
I
with-
wonder if Nintendo sees that. And
Oh, I'm sure somebody there has seen it. and
someone
went,
that's like, should we tell the? Should we say something?
No,
Nah.
no, that's not. Nope, that's just nope.
No,
We're not
no.
gonna say anything. We're gonna go on.
Oh, what's the fans doing now with our technology? They should be doing some fun stuff by now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Well, yes.
Yeah, fun. Yes,
I don't know if you want to know.
stimulating.
Not
Yes.
child friendly.
No.
Not really our on brand for us.
This is a more mature,
mature-
level stuff.
I mean, the Switch is more geared towards more mature audience. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, they have
a
stuff like
wider range.
Doom, and,
M-rated games.
Skyrim, and other mature
I'm curious.
games.
You imagine if someone did that with Doom?
I would be bothered.
I think
If
no.
you're
I'm
playing
talking
Doom-
about like the intensity of Doom.
Yeah, I would be bothered if you want to be stimulated while playing Doom.
You're not
which is a
pretty-
pretty
you're-
graphically violent game.
Yeah,
and I think
okay.
that would be that's the
Understandable.
part that disturbs me.
That part, that's understandable. You're not disturbed by someone doing it on Animal Crossing.
I'm less disturbed.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Yeah.
we'll leave that
Yeah.
there. Available on Steam now is a NES emulator.
Really?
Which obviously you have to get the ROMs on it
Yeah.
separately. But the interesting about this emulator is it'll play any of the NES games normally, but it has a list about 70 of the games that you can play that takes the 2D game, the original one, and makes it 3D.
Oh, weird.
And it's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And the cool thing is, so it's called 3D Sin.
Mhm.
So 3D and then capital SEN.
Okay.
It's 3D Sin.
Mhm.
And there's two versions of it. There's the regular version, and then there's the VR version. So you could play NES
Where you can like
emulator,
look around
and
it?
you can look around.
That's
And Go
cool.
watch the video. It's
Okay.
pretty impressive. And the reason there's only 70 of them because he has to build
Yeah, you got to build
the voxel
yeah.
whatever, graphics for it, and it looks pretty amazing. It's pretty impressive, and they add like depth to it. And,
Yeah.
I mean, it's still two-dimensional characters, but they're kind of platformed.
Yeah,
out.
moving around through
It's pretty
three-dimensional
impressive.
spaces.
Go check it out. You can. It's,
I saw a GIF of it, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's cool." I didn't realize there was a VR support version.
There's a VR sport, and
Okay.
so you can kind of look around.
All right.
You don't turn around or anything, but
Yeah,
you can kind of
you can
lean
shift
and
and lean
shift, and it's
to
pretty good.
Play with your perspective.
It is on sale right now. It's $8.99 for the regular version and $13.99 for the VR version. It's an early access, though.
Yeah.
And it will be for the next week, but it'll be $10 for the regular, $20 for the VR if you wait.
Okay.
Let's see. On Twitch, Trump's channel got banned.
I didn't
Not
know-
banned, suspended
I didn't know he had a channel on
for
it.
hateful conduct.
Gee, I can't imagine what he could have said.
You can. It's not hard. It's only been up for like a year, but it's interesting because they told him we're going to hold you to the same policy we hold everybody else, and they did. They suspended the account for hateful conduct, and not surprising there.
Nope.
Also, Reddit banned the Donald, which is a subreddit it's like Trump supporters subreddit
Yeah.
for hate speech.
Huh, yeah.
Like
no surprise
they
there
banned
either.
the entire subreddit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Not
I'm
surprising
saying.
there either.
Another interesting thing in the world of mods, a guy developed a way to burn DVDs to run on a PlayStation 2. So you could run an emulator and play anything as long as it's on the disc.
Huh.
You don't have to mod your PlayStation. You don't have to do anything.
Huh.
It uses because the way the system works, it reads and go, this is a DVD, and it plays whatever it does. Where it
kind of tricks it into
tricks it into running the
the
disc,
code on it. Yeah.
and so it has an exploit on the disc that gets it going, and then you
Huh.
can boot other things and run
That's
emulators
kind of
or
cool.
other games or. So the guy was playing Tetris and Super Mario 3, I think, was on there. Pretty interesting, and
Yeah.
he says it's possible to do it with probably be possible to do it with the later consoles too, because they all play like discs and stuff like that same way. So probably do a similar thing to do on PlayStation 4,
Huh.
which is intriguing
Yeah.
until Sony gets wind of it and they
patch it out.
patch it out.
Basically.
Next year in consoles, looking like it's getting a price hike as far as game prices.
Yeah.
So next gen, looking like it's going to be a $70 game now,
Yeah.
as opposed to $60.
I'm not excited about that.
Yeah. The first one, the reason we know about this is because they've had the pricing for NBA 20K21,
Yeah.
and it's at $70.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going to have to start shelling out more money for games.
Yeah.
Well, the consoles are getting so expensive, they have
Yeah.
to up the because they make most of their monies on the game.
Yeah.
That's just the way they do it. They lose money on the consoles.
Yeah, or they make very little.
Yeah. So Crysis Remastered was leaked on the Microsoft Store a day before it was supposed to be announced.
Yeah.
And then now it's been completely delayed
Oh, really?
for whatever reason. Apparently, I guess I don't know. I didn't really fully understand why it was delayed. They were supposed to announce it. It was like a day before they went up on the store, and then everyone saw it. And I guess there was a criticism over it.
Huh.
And then they took a step back and thought, we want to make it better, so they delayed
Weird.
it. It was bizarre.
Oh, never mind. This isn't it.
They're also releasing it on Switch, which is interesting.
Really?
Weird.
Okay.
They're-
How will it? How well will it run?
I don't know.
I guess we'll find out.
Guess we will. We'll get a benchmark of, Crysis used to be the benchmark for your PC. If you could run Crysis, you could run anything, right?
Yeah.
So if the Switch can run Crysis, back when that came out,
Mm-hmm.
you could run anything.
Yeah, I could run Crisis really easily.
Yeah, I never had any problems running any of the Crysis games. I don't know about the more recent ones, but I don't think they've had one in a while. I think that's it. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yep.
That cover everything.
Fallout, yeah.
Yeah.
Fallout, yeah. Okay, yeah. That's
All
everything.
right. Well, I'm glad we covered all the things. I'm still really excited about the Fallout TV series. I'm curious to. I know it's going to be a while before we see anything, any progress on it, but it's exciting to know that they're doing something.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there and with everything else going on in the world.
Mhm.
So in the meantime, please go to our website at dudanddan.com. That's DUD.
You almost did the wrong name.
DUDNDAN.com. And or you can go to duddan.com. It's still up there. It's going to be for a while because I already paid for it.
Yeah.
So if you just want to cut out an extra letter, just go duddan.com.
Uh-huh.
And like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff.
Mhm.
We'll just keep on doing this. Thank you very much for listening. I'm Dan May.
And I'm Dudley May, and this has been Dud and Dan.